Hello folks. A few weeks ago I watched a film called The King's Man, and in it Ralph Fiennes' character, the Duke of Oxford I think, recovering from alcoholic despair in the wake of losing his son, gets suited and booted and out to face the world again, and one of the things that he straps on is a beautiful, slim, gold dress watch. Now, the watch was made specially for the film by Jaeger LeCoultre, or Jaeger LeCoultre. Let's just call them JLC. Anyway, this is the watch here. As you can see, quite stunning. Made to evoke a pocket watch, which the early watches, the film's set during the Great War, so the early watches were like that. Although to be perfectly honest, what I'm wearing now is more evocative of the original trench watches, although this is probably more a larger version, a larger homage to a World War II vintage Dirty Dozen type thing by Bulova. Anyway, this gorgeous dress watch, I want one. Don't have £26,000 though. This time I didn't go to our friends at AliExpress. I had a birthday coming up, and in a British retail jewellery store I saw the perfect thing, close enough for my purposes. A little more expensive than normal. These ones retail at £159 in the UK High Street. I got mine with a discount code online. Link to that below in the comments. I'll try and put a link in. First time I've managed to do that, and a couple of subscribers have been asking me to. And I got this one for I think £108. Anyway, let's have a look at what I got. Now, lovely green box, green cardboard box in sort of British racing green. Quite nice packaging, maybe not up to the standard of the wood effect box that my Rotary skeleton watch came in, but anyway, here we have it inside. Nicely presented on a cushion, and here is the watch itself. And the main thing about this is it's a dress watch. It's an elegant, slim, gold tone dress watch, just like your granddad used to wear. Or maybe if your granddad was the Duke of Oxford, he had maybe a slightly more expensive one. Anyway, it's quartz. It's quite thin. We'll see how thin it is just shortly. And it's only a two-hander with no seconds complication. So, without much further ado, let's get a proper look at it. Now, what we have here are no elapsed time bezels or chronograph functions, or even second hands to comment on. It's not marked as a quartz watch on the dial. You can't tell it's a quartz watch because there is no second hand movement, but it definitely is a quartz watch. The trick of this watch is the slimness. The other nice feature is that the gold tone is quite realistic. Now, the days of gold plating on budget watches are gone. To be fair, it doesn't really add any value to the piece. There's no intrinsic value in gold plating, it being so thin. But nowadays you can't really always trust the gold tone plating on a watch to actually look very realistic. This one does. This is quite nice. And of course it's gold tone on steel, not alloy. Underneath the flat sapphire crystal, and yes, it's a sapphire crystal, you have a lovely silver guilloche dial with applied Roman numerals, a gold border around the date window, which is at 3 o'clock, slightly strangely placed, giving away that inside this watch there's quite a small movement. I would have preferred the date window to have been at the 6 o'clock. I think that the added symmetry that would have given would have really enhanced the watch. But hey ho. The dial is really impressive. That guilloche finish catches the light beautifully. The legends on it are Rotary with the Rotary badge, Ultra Slim, and British design. Now, British design doesn't really mean anything. Rotary are a watch with Swiss heritage, but they are based in Britain, although they still have offices in Switzerland. A few of their watches are Swiss made and have Swiss made on the dial, the more expensive ones in the range. The rest of them are built in China, and I think it's a cost-cutting exercise an awful lot of manufacturers do, even if they're not entirely honest about it. Anyway, this Chinese manufactured watch says British design on it, so there we are. You could take from that what you will. Although one day I plan to have a video where I discuss concepts like Swiss made on dials, because I don't think it means exactly what we all think it means. Anyway, turning the case over, here we are celebrating over 125 years of watchmaking. Now, Rotary is a heritage brand here in the UK, at the budget end of the market, of course. Been going for a long time. Your father very possibly had a Rotary watch if he lives in the UK, and they're sold widely across the rest of the world as well. Anyway, there's the model number, GS08013, and it's stainless steel. Water resistance 50 metres, but with a leather strap on a dress watch. I won't be going swimming or snorkeling with it. Proudly stating made in the People's Republic of China, and that it has sapphire glass. The strap, slim genuine leather with a stamped alligator hide on it. The buckle, rather nice actually, nicely shaped, signed, and with the logo on it, Rotary. Just a standard pin buckle. And there's our description. Now let's do some measurements and weights. Measuring tool. Here we have the measuring tool. Zero that. The diagonal diameter, excluding the crown, 37.9 millimeters. The lug to lug, 43.2 millimeters. The major marketing point of the watch being the thickness. The thickness is 5.5 millimeters. Yeah, 5.5 millimeters. The lug width, however, is a rather disappointing 19 millimeters. That's a bit awkward. We'll give the watch a weigh now. 38 grams. Didn't expect this to weigh much. It's slim and it's small. To recap here, you have a beautifully slim dress watch with a realistic gold tone plating, slim enough to fit under any cuff, with a lovely silvered guilloche dial. Important thing to remember is that you're buying into some real watchmaking heritage here, albeit at the budget end of the UK, well, the international watch market. Most of the watches that are featured on here, this one shares Chinese manufacture, but at least it's an original design. With that, I'll leave you folks. As usual, it's up to yourself.